Hi, two people finish the exact same task today. They have the same brief, the same tools, and the same deadline. One of them hands me the work, and that got delivered in 10 seconds. The other I had to send straight back for rework. This choice has nothing to do with raw talent or intelligence. It is about a standard. By the end of this session, you will know exactly which version you are handing me every single time. Welcome to the LofiStack Way. I am Nayan, and today we talk about the only metric that matters, the actual standard. We do good work at LofiStack. Our team must be smart, and our automations and works has to be impactful and powerful. But here is the truth. Good is not our benchmark. Good is just the floor. It is the minimum requirement to even be in the room. Clients do not stay with us year after year because the work was quote unquote good. They stay because they can trust us and our words. So, trust and accountability with quality are our actual products. When a client here hands us a task, they need to feel immediate relief. They need to know without a shadow of a doubt that it will come back thought through, on time, and completely closed. If we lose that trust, no amount of talent saves us. If a client has to follow up to ask if a webhook is live, or if I have to double check that a test email actually reached the inbox, we have already failed. Finishing a task is binary. You did the thing and you stopped. But closing the loop is where the actual value is created. Most people stop at finished. Our standard, the LofiStack standard, is closed. And that difference is what defines your career here. So, what is the difference? Finishing is you did what was asked. You hit the done button in Go High Level or Slack and you stopped. That is where average people quit. Closing the loop is entirely different. It means you did the thing, but then you took the 4 extra minutes to ensure it is actually finished. You checked that it actually works in the real world, you notified the person it is done, and you flagged any decisions they still need to make. One is where average people stop. The other is where trust gets built. Let's use a technical example. A client asks for a lead flow automation. The finished version, you build the workflow, set the triggers, and hit save. Technically, you are done. But the closed version, that is you sending a real test lead through the form, checking the Zapier logs to ensure the data mapped correctly to the CRM, verifying the notification reached the client's phone, and then messaging them. It is live, I have tested it end to end, and everything is landing in the inbox. One thing to confirm, do you want it to also tag the contact for future tracking? That takes 4 extra minutes, but it changes you from a contractor to a trusted partner. When you close the loop, you are removing the management fines. If I have to test every flow you build because I am not sure if you missed a step, that is high maintenance. It slows another teammate down, it slows the company down, and it limits how much your team member can trust you with. A good approach is not only measured by lines of code or the number of tickets moved to done, they are measured by how little they have to be managed. The less we have to check your work, the more valuable you are to this team. Closing your own loops is how you own your space. Now let's address the biggest excuse we hear: speed. People think being fast is the goal. It is not. Fast and wrong is a net loss for this company. If you deliver in 5 minutes but leave a bug that the client finds, you have just created work for everyone else. Speed only counts after the loop is closed. I would rather appreciate you take 20 extra minutes to walk through your own work, find your own errors, and hand me a finished product than save 10 minutes and leave a gap. Finding your bug is not the client's job, it is your job. Accuracy creates speed over the long term. This leads to the most important part of our culture: ownership. Owning a task does not end when you hand it off to QA, to a project manager, or to another developer. If you passed a project to another person and it comes back with errors, that is still your loop. You own it until it is actually working in the client's hands. We do not allow tasks to die silently in the gap between people. If you are not sure who is looking at a ticket or who is responsible for the final check, assume it is you. In this company, if you see a gap, You own it until you hand it to a named person who explicitly accepts it. So, to keep it simple, here is the standard we live by at LofiStack. Done means closed, not just finished. Predictable always beats fast. Check your own work so no one else has to. And follow every single loop to its absolute end. That is not extra work, that is the job. When you master this, you stop being a person who just tasks and you start being the person, PM, or anyone hand the hardest, most important projects to. You become the person who defines the standard for everyone else. This is how we build things that last. That's not a pressure. You will make yourself as a role model. Some context, and that builds trust on you. I have one piece of homework before our next class. Take the very last task you marked as done this week. I want you to go back to it right now and ask yourself honestly, did I close the loop or did I just finish the request? Did I test it? Did I communicate it? Did I flag the decisions? If there is a gap, no matter how small, close it today. Go back to that ticket, that email, or that client. This is the habit that will define your career here. Close your loops. I am Nayon and I will see you in class 2. I hope this was helpful.